I'll train her to spin fire. The NFT and LLSR. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures flow. Web3 wonders, chain reactors on the scene. NFT insights and crypto.
All right, Mega GMs, guys, welcome to a special afternoon edition of Swarm Report. Hey, we got Rick here. Good stuff, dude. You ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. I'll bring you up whenever. Hey, all right, he's ready. He's ready. This is gonna be cool, guys. We have Rick from HiveFury on the show today. Let's get him up on the stage. Very vibey afternoon, huh? There we go. There we go. Dude, welcome. Hang on, I got no audio. It's probably me. Hang on, it's probably me. Let's double check. Might not be me. Dude, exciting day. I'm gonna riff while we're waiting here too. Let me maybe I should double check. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in chat if you can hear me.
Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
How about now? It says through. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yes, I said mess, and I apologize. Usually I use a different mic and a different camera in a different area. You're just gonna have to see this deflated bed behind me. Sorry.
It's all. We've been having so many. I assumed it was me at first. We've had so many technical issues here the past week. It's been mic issues, and it's been, I don't know, streams I set up on X, like with guests on the show. So unprofessional, but guests come on the show, and I launch the stream, and it never streams it to the thing I set up ahead of time. Yeah, I don't get it, but we're working now.
I get it.
I don't know.
I get it.
Yep. Well, welcome. Congratulations, man. Like, cool as hell. Our first, I think, like, official unicorn launch on virtuals. First, like, really legit project. So I'm excited about that. We're excited to see it live and out in the world. And how you feeling? How you doing with that?
Good. I'm happy with it. I mean, there's a lot of work that went into it. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to be done. There's a lot of building and a lot of announcements. We have AMAs like this, a lot of cool stuff happening. I think it's going pretty well organically because, truthfully, the way the structure they set up, there's no way to fake any of this. And I can promise you wholeheartedly, we've not done any weird, shady stuff, and we're at a good FDV so far. So I feel pretty good about it. You know what I mean?
Dude, really good. Also, you said something there that I always love, and I say it on the show often. When you talk to a builder and when they tell you, you know, like TGE happens, but like the work kind of starts then, you know, it like doesn't slow down. It's not the time where it's like you celebrate a little, you don't stop it. It's like it actually gets a little more serious, right? So whenever I hear that, I'm like, okay, we got a real builder.
Yeah.
You know?
Unfortunately, it's crazy. It's crazy true. It's like once it's launched, the goal is to not just see a price appreciation, but it's also to keep volume up and also to keep people excited. But then also you have to deliver on all your promises. A lot of companies are launching, and when they're launching, that's the promise, right? The promise is the launch, and then now we're going to do A, B, and C roadmap X, Y, and Z. We're going to build the next, whatever. Same with us, except we did start with a product that has a lot of users. Regardless, though, we have a lot more to build, and that's where we have to go. The token is only one piece of the stuff we're building. Depending on the project you're talking to, maybe it's bigger. For us, the token is actually a small piece of a much bigger pie. So
yeah, cool to hear. And I'm excited to get into it to understand the ecosystem. Start with, if you don't mind, man, telling us what HiveFury is, and you can go like as just kind of broad as you want, or get as specific.
Okay.
You there?
Yeah. So I appreciate that, and it's just so everyone knows, I've been in cybersecurity for 18 years. I'm a person who's been building, and I was an ethical hacker before I started building. I started building in 2012. I built Web 2 cybersecurity products in 2012, and then went through Y Combinator in 2017. So I'm pretty seasoned as an entrepreneur. 2021 in Web 3. And basically, my whole career has been cybersecurity. So I'm bringing all the knowledge I learned from my hacker experience, Web 2 building, Web 3 starting to build in 2021 to now. HiveFury is effectively trying to be the Web3 security layer that Web3 has been lacking. So imagine everyone is always getting drained, their wallets are getting phished, their passwords are getting stolen, Gmail scams, you name it, right? Whatever, it's all there. And our goal is to prevent all of that while simultaneously making the entirety of Web3 safer by integrating what we do into not just individual users, but also every layer one, every dApp, every wallet. Like, it's kind of an exhaustive thing to say, but the goal here is the protection of the entirety of Web3, chain agnostic. Doesn't matter whether you're on Base or Arbitrum or Hedera or Ethereum. It doesn't matter. The goal here is to bring security wherever it needs to go, and we do that by keeping people secure and utilizing the data that is collected from that process to make everyone else secure via threat intelligence, which is a form of it's a form of how the web stays safe. By, if a hacker drops a link in another world, another country in the world, we need to find that link in the US. And how do we do that quickly? We do it via threat intelligence. The intelligence gets passed around like you giving me information like alpha about a new token that's going to launch. This is alpha around what threats are happening, and we create that intelligence to make the web more secure as a whole. So it's a really exhaustive way of saying we're trying to plug ourselves in everywhere and utilizing that data and our security to make everything safer for everyone.
I love that. I love that the scope is so big because like the threats are coming from everywhere. Like everywhere. I got
Yep.
scammed. I'm trying to think, a year and a half ago on Twitter.
Okay.
A link that looked like it was like the Pudgy Party game, like a beta of it. Wasn't even trying to
Yep.
make money on the thing. I just thought it was the game to go click around and test out, and it drained my
Yep.
Pudgy assets from my wallet. And my brother got drained multiple times. One from a site that fished his seed phrase. This was very early back in the days, years and years ago. And then again through Telegram, right? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And then probably everybody listening here has been got one way or another,
Oh
some
yeah.
in different vehicles. So we need it. But I love hearing that you're mentioning like different chains, different ecosystems, different, I'm assuming platforms too. So like, again, we need it, man.
Yeah.
Does this might be a really dumb question, but does like where AI is at today, and maybe even part of this being agentic, does it allow you to scale this like better?
Yeah.
Have like a broader reach, like have the like even like the I always think like antivirus definitions. Does it keep the system updated quicker again because it's agentic versus whatever's the old version?
So both, right? We the very first kind of inception of this was created around our own machine learning slash AI. It's not quite the same as like a generative AI where you're in ChatGPT asking questions. Ours was more focused on how we utilize different heuristics to determine website safety. That's how we say, hey, this is phishing or going to wallet drain you. So we start with that. As we've progressed, AI has gotten so much better, like you just mentioned. Agentic AI, the purpose and goal behind how it works for us is our network effect is our users. We have 120,000 daily active users as we sit right now. That number might have gone up after our launch. It's probably more like 125 or 130,000 by now because we've gotten a lot of impressions. But regardless, we'll go with that 120 number. All 120,000 of those people are working for each other by finding these threats just by browsing. They don't have to report it. They don't have to do anything manually. It's just automatically happening. When you combine that network effect, which is sort of built in, we'll say, with the agentic AI, which can go actively try to determine whether something is malicious on Twitter, on Telegram, just by browsing the web, a scraper, you name it. We combine the two to make an even greater network effect. And each agent is specially designed to try to do one thing in particular, and they cross communicate and then deliver that back to the end user. So the kind of long story short there is, yes, it's much quicker, it's much better, it's much more exhaustive with the agents, but the network only works with our users. So the bigger the community and the more people who use our products, participate in the network, participate in the token, are creating a better security for everybody. And that's kind of what it is.
I love it, dude. That's a monster user base already too. I can't think of. I'm actually trying right now. I'm trying to think of anybody who's come from virtuals or right
Yeah.
that has anything even close.
I don't mean to boast, but it is true. Like, for better or for worse, we have a lot of users compared to most Web3 projects. That's all there
Yeah.
is to it. And the reason
Nice
why is
way.
because the product is free and it adds value immediately. And we don't ask you for anything. We're not asking you to pay for it. We're not asking you to share data inherently. We're not asking for your personal information. There is accounts to log in, and those accounts allow you to do things like stake, and staking allows you to get more rewards and also allows you to participate and upgrade things, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to do any of that. So, we think that the value really comes in twofold. One is we're making a product that's free and adding value to your daily life no matter what happens. And then simultaneously, we've got a really great marketing. My co-founder's a really great go-to-market person and a marketer, so he's figured out really amazing strategies for to grow our user base. Not to mention, we've found that partnerships are the best way to grow. And I try to tell every Web3 company this, by the way. Anyone comes to me and says, we're just want some help with X, Y, and Z, or like, what's your idea around this, or do you like this, blah blah blah. A lot of people ask those sort of questions because I'm in YC, honestly, or I was in YC rather in 2017. And the answer that I have found in Web3 is partnerships. You don't just partner to make an announcement post and put the little X between your logos. That's all cool and stuff. Like what you see here on the screen here, HiveFury Virtuals. Like, granted, we're not just on the virtuals as uh virtuals as a partnership. We launched on them, but you do the partnership as distribution. If you want people to see your product and use it, figure out how you can actually integrate together and deliver it, not just make a marketing post, not just give away $100. How do you actually get those people your product through their delivery channel? And we have had success by integrating directly with browsers and wallets, and that's how we do it.
Damn,
And that's how
dude.
we get the users.
I knew I was going to like you just from the videos you put out, which GG's on putting those out, right? They do move the needle. I know people right now are kind of questioning the like founder videos on virtuals and like, well, anybody
Sure.
can do it. It doesn't matter. It kind of matters. It kind of matters. Like a face to the product does help a little. So seeing that, I'm
Mhm.
like, they explain the product well enough. I'm like, okay, legit. But I had a feeling that I would like a lot of what you're saying here today, and proven to be true
Appreciate
here.
that.
I have like a lot of questions still about product. Maybe a good place to start here. I had questions here when I streamed this morning. We were covering your launch actually for the past, couple of days here. It's been we've been covering a good amount. I didn't know that you had a previous launch on virtuals, and you had a
Mhm.
great answer for it too. So I want to give you a chance to tell people what was the previous launch and the
Yeah.
token. What was different about that product and this, because I do think they're completely separate. But
Yeah.
Threat Slayer, was that the previous one?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought it up because people have been asking me that all day too. And there's two folds to this. One, the first one is the most obvious. I'm an entrepreneur. We build products and companies that are going to grow and last. We have to make things like really good user bases, and we have to make revenue, and we have to make sure things are sustainable. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing it for years, since 2012, like I said. So in order to do that, it's growing. Sometimes things get sunset. Sometimes things don't go as well as you plan. In this case, ThreatSlayer was launched as an experiment to see how virtuals worked, if I'm being honest with you. Now it went well, so I leaned in. I said, well, this worked. So like I'm gonna lean in and push it a little bit harder. In the end, that was the early Genesis launches. There was a lot of things we needed to change. There was a lot of things that they worked on, which is why things are so good right now and why the unicorn launched and everyone's so excited about it. But ThreatSlayer's goal was similar to what we're doing now, but it had no agentic AI and it had no real AI aspects besides the one agent that you created on virtuals using the game platform, which was a chatbot. If we're being honest, what you could create with game was a chatbot, right? So like you created a chatbot and everything else was outside of that realm. You needed to build it and plug it in. Um, Realistically, what changed between the two was a couple things. One, we grew as a company to decide, well, the agentic AI changes our threat landscape both for good and bad. It allows us to find new threats and it also adds new threats. So how do we leverage that? What do we do with that? Secondarily, I became the entrepreneur in residence for a AI cybersecurity company as like a side thing that I was doing for a friend. As entrepreneur in residence, I was in charge of creating hundreds of agents. And with that creation, I discovered a lot of opportunity for what we could do with HiveFury. So ThreatSlayer was an experiment on virtuals. HiveFury is launching a new product with a new purpose, really focused on what we believe is the future. And there's no doubt about this. Like ChatGPT has what, 800 million users? Like AI is what is the internet now. Like unfortunately, better or worse, it's what the internet is now. So we have to lean into that fully. That's how HiveFury takes advantage of that. We're not shying away from any of the stuff we've done in the past. That's what being a serial entrepreneur is. And I think maybe a lot of Web3 doesn't even realize that the path to success is often littered with failure. and
Yeah.
that's kind of what it looks like.
Well,
So
dude,
it's
well, I hope the space has really matured over the years and gets that, because it used to be like if you launched an NFT collection, how dare you launch another collection, right? How
right,
dare you try something new? And the same would go
right.
with products and platforms. Yet we're all having fun on Virtuals, who has done a similar thing a few times. Like you have to, if you're going to grow and find that product market fit and perfect your product, you have to. You have to
Yep.
change, and you have to be like smart enough and responsible enough sometimes to say, well, that one didn't work. And we're not going to put the time in that one because that's not the direction. That's not where we're
Yep.
heading.
Yep.
You look for that in a leader and a builder, and right, it makes perfect sense to me. So that actually helps a lot. But you do have elements from that tool that are incorporated here. It's just this is the like more final form of it, and I know it's going to grow a lot
Yes.
from here too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the evolution of what was possible in 2021 versus what's possible in 2025. A lot of this infrastructure, even in the early launch of this year, because it was December when ThreatSlayer AI was launched on virtuals. Even the past 10 months that have come have changed everything. I wasn't entrepreneur residence building hundreds of agents. I didn't have that knowledge. Now that I have that, I'm like, okay, this is way bigger and better than it could have been. And thankfully I got offered that opportunity and I learned a tremendous amount. And that's exactly right. It's the final form. It's the better version. It's the one that's going to work to do more and more and more. And honestly, it couldn't be more exciting because of how AI helps. So like that's it. And I do appreciate you bringing it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something I didn't know. I wanted to get some answers to, and so did other people. And
Oh
I
yeah.
think great answer here. I want to hear then more about like the product and how we'll interface with it. So like security wise, after I got scammed, I wasn't using any kind of security, right? I don't download stuff, and I always assume I'm safe, which is really dumb, by the way. I got hacked. Well, not even hacked. I'm trying to think how it went down. But long story short, I lost all my crypto, what, like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Um, Same thing. I'm just too cocky. Like nobody's gonna get my I've got a great password. I thought I had
Hmm.
two-factor enabled and I didn't, right? And so
Hmm.
just lazy, and I wasn't following best practices. So even here in crypto, I was doing the same thing. Okay, I don't download stuff. I don't click things. I'm really careful. Um, so I had no security, anything. I had nothing. Like right now, I'm using Pocket Universe, and I only started using it like months after I got hacked. Where I'm like, just stop being so
Hmm.
cocky. It takes one little fuck up, and you're done.
Yep. Yep.
So I use it now. So now I'm only familiar with Pocket Universe. I click on a transaction, it pops up some kind of simulation. It tells me if it's kosher or if
Yep.
it knows it's not. But I don't totally trust it, to be honest, because I don't know how well it's updated. I just don't know. It might be great, but is the experience similar to that, or
So
different? How so?
I'm really well versed in the ecosystem, and I will say Pocket Universe does good transaction simulation. So you should trust for the most part what you're seeing on that. Transaction simulation can be fooled actually within a smart contract. Like you can create a smart contract that can trick simulation. So it's possible to do, and people have done workarounds. So you still have to be extra diligent even with tools like that. Our experience is actually a bit different. You don't have to do anything. What you're doing with our product is browsing the web like you normally would using the browser extension, which is available on the Chrome store right now and works in Brave, Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Opera, anything Chromium based. And once you're using it, that's it. You can interact with it. You can open it and go to the AI assistant. Later, you'll be able to actually go install your wallet into it to earn more rewards, stake, etc. But at the moment, you are literally downloading it and then going to browse the web. And when it sees something bad, using that same AI and ML that I talked about, you just get a pop up that says, this is malicious. You should turn around and go somewhere else. And it's really that simple, kind of similar to experience of Google safe browsing, but ours is more focused on the heuristics we've created versus just the ones that have been downloaded into Google safe browsing. We also have a pretty, I will say, it's a bit restrictive and limited at times. What it will do is actually say, this DApp you're connecting your wallet to isn't in the top 100 DApps. Just be careful. It doesn't even say it's malicious. It just warns you, we haven't seen too much of this on the web, so be careful. Now, with Web3 and with AI, new products are getting launched every day. So that list is kind of growing where we're flagging potential issues. But that being said, we did that as a just take extra precaution. It wouldn't hurt for you to look at this for 2 more seconds and click, no, 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 I'm fine. Go ahead. You know what I mean? That's the way we see it.
That was so good. That like often that's kind of all you need is that one thing that tells you just slow down, like just slow down and double check, and that would save
Yep.
people's ass. I'm sure more often than not here.
Yep.
Dude, he wasn't kidding, guys. 100,000 users, awesome score, awesome rating. It's funny because dude, the space is so bad. Sometimes you see it and you're like, we don't see that often in the space, right? We don't see we don't see it, right? We see stuff
Yeah.
and botted whatever. I read through reviews. They're not. There's real. You can tell they're real
Yeah.
reviews, right? It's
Yeah.
people describing the product and like
I'm
how it
sure there are
functions.
bots in there out of our control, but we've never asked any bots. We've never paid anybody, and you can't fake the user number. By the way, it goes 100 to 200,000. The next number you'll see is 200,000. It doesn't go in between. There's no granularity between 100 and 200. So it's 120,000, but it does say 100. But you can't fake this because to fake it, you need a browser. So unless we paid someone to have 100,000 browsers, which I guess is not impossible, but it's not what we did. They're real users who have it installed.
Yeah, man, really cool. Okay, so it's a browser extension. If I click a transaction, it's going to give me, it's going to simulate it, tell me,
So
okay.
no, ours doesn't do transaction simulation. Ours is just scanning the website URL that you're visiting. So we actually catch it before you get to that. Let's say you're about to go to a fake website that looks exactly like virtuals.ai, which is not their domain, by the way. Don't go there. I don't know what it is. But let's say it's that URL and it says connect wallet. We're going to stop you before you go to connect wallet. It's going to say, no, this is malicious. Don't even start. Whereas Pocket Universe is going to go connect wallet, simulate this transaction. Oh, it's a wallet drainer. So you do both. Don't delete Pocket Universe and just use HiveFury. Use both. Keep them both running at all times, and they're not going to interact with each other in any negative or positive way. Realistically, they just work together. And that's what you want to actually have. You want to make it so you're protected on both angles.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like longer term, is it a goal to have this simulating those transactions?
Yeah, we're going to look at it a little differently because I see the caveats in transaction simulation, kind of like what I briefly alluded to before. But yeah, we're going to work on having more on-chain transactional things. The wallet Sentinel that you're opened up right now, the goal behind that, which is not built yet. By the way, I'm sharing what's live right now. You download it, you're using it right now, you're blocking bad websites. The wallet Sentinel is different. It's actually looking at what your wallet's doing and trying to determine based off the behaviors quickly whether or not it should cancel a transaction because something might be going wrong. You might have been hijacked, your passphrase was stolen, you connected your wallet in the wrong place. So it's not even still looking at the transaction necessarily. It's looking at what your wallet history is versus what's happening right this split second. And that's the goal behind the wallet Sentinel. It's still in development. It is not, as you can see, it's in a roadmap here, but we're not done with it yet. Very exciting stuff. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, truthfully. But this is what we feel evolves beyond just blocking bad websites, blocking bad transactions. And even beyond wallet alerting, this is wallet action, where we give it block only, not approve, block only, and AI can try to determine in real time, like, all right, is this going to do this bad thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, super interesting. How quickly, because this is going to get super complicated, it sounds like. What's the pace? What does the roadmap actually look like here? And so describe the product as is right now, like it's more web-based, right? So protecting you on these sites. How quickly does it start evolving here with some of those newer features?
I would say that we're going to try to get most of these phases you see here on the page you have open done in the next 3 to 6 months. It still will be some time, but they're going to be phased. You're not just going to see a waterfall of all these features. We're going to try to, like it says, breaking out the wallet drainer detection into different things and trying to add that with AI to alert you about a transaction without actually simulating it. Because again, I'm not a huge fan of simulation, and also it's been tried and true. We don't need to redo that. You can use Pocket Universe and it works. Even MetaMask has simulation stuff built in now. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so we don't need to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, but we will continue to release features that advance what we're doing and simultaneously allow users to customize what they're doing too. There's other aspects of it that's like, if you want to use your own AI, we can figure that out. If you want to use certain things versus the transactions, you can do that. If you want to connect certain wallets, etc. Yeah, so it's going to be a few months before you see the full breadth of what we're doing, but it's active development as we sit here today. So
Real cool, really cool, man. These scummy scammer dudes, just like the lengths they go to trick you and trick systems too. It's crazy.
yeah, there's no
But
doubt.
dude, it's nuts. But it's also why I asked early on, like, does this allow you to keep up quicker and even stay ahead? And it's like that it's, I mean, no pun intended, I guess, but the hive mind, aspect of it really helps. Do you want to go a little more in depth with, again, how that works? Like maybe speak to where, this gets to the point where it launches an agent per wallet or per user.
Yeah, it's going to be an agent per user. So it's going to be living in your browser extension or another method, depending on how we move forward with it. And you access it all via the extension itself. You would go into the extension, click it, and you'll be able to see that. And then it'll basically need to monitor your wallet. But at first, it'll monitor the wallet from the perspective of just seeing what's going on, and you can ask it questions. Later down the road, it will monitor the wallet with a block functionality where it's going to learn what you've done, what the world's doing, what these transactions look like, constantly be looking at the news to see if, okay, is there a threat coming from HiveFury or anywhere else? And then applying all that knowledge together to make a block for you where it's actually saying, this transaction looks like you never meant to do it. We're going to block it. Now, maybe it's going to be wrong sometimes, right? False positives happen. And you might be like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to approve this manually. But the idea here is that the UX for doing this is so difficult for individual users to make sure they're staying safe. We'd rather annoy you a little bit versus have you lose $10,000. That's the trade-off. Annoy you a tiny bit, but save you your money. You know what I mean? That's the whole goal. And like I've kind of distracted a little bit from your question, but basically the agent is working to make your wallet and deploys for your particular use case, trained on your particular data, nobody else's. And initially, it's not even going to need access to anything. So you're not giving us passphrases. We're not asking you to do the sign in. It actually can read all of your transactions just from the ledger, right? And it'll learn based off of that before you've given it any access, what you do and do not do, and what's real, not real. And that's where we're going to train it. And then that training will then lead to a more active approach where in your sleep, it could stop someone from draining your wallet type deal.
That's so interesting. Like you said it before, and it really just clicked now. But again, it learning your history and what sites you're interacting with and addresses that you're transacting with. Like I've had people try to send me money before, and somebody spoofs my ENS or something like that, right?
Yep.
And money didn't reach me. It probably catches something like that. And again, a website like you said with virtuals dot whatever. If you go to virtuals regularly, you type in the bad URL, it might ping you and tell you that's not the one you're looking for because it knows where you're usually going. I don't think I've used a tool that does anything like that. So really interesting, especially when it starts doing it on chain. It really matters. Starts learning your network in a way too.
Oh yeah.
Somebody outside of it's like, yes, maybe don't touch that one. So
yep, exactly. So like we can make it. You can turn that dial up too. If you're super paranoid and don't mind being a little like, okay, I'm going to be annoyed by this every now and then. We could make it so anytime you interact with any wallet that's like not yours that you use often, it bitches at you for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? It can be like, yeah, like why are you doing this right now? It's so not like you. You know what I mean? And like that's the type of learning it can have, and it'll be able to work like that. Granted, a lot of systems already tell you this wallet seems not one you're used to, but spoofing ENS. Another problem we have seen in the wild is putting in little microtransactions to try to get you to copy paste the wrong wallet that looks similar to another one, and it'll automatically try to warn you like, yo, this is actually 2 digits off, but it was concatenated in the middle, remember? Because in certain ledgers and stuff, it takes the wallet address and concatenates it to ... in the middle, which is where all the hidden characters that are the wrong wallet is, and it'll stop that before that happens. So
oh, I love
just
that.
imagine all the things.
Yeah, really. Okay. So one agent protects me, I think across chains, wallets, a lot of work that goes into, let's say, having it work on Bitcoin, right? Protecting me, transacting on Unisat or Xverse. So plan is to, again, incorporate all of this, right?
Yeah, as much
a
as
lot of
possible.
work
Yeah.
to onboard each chain and each wallet.
Non-trivial, right? Of course, there's work to be done on all of those, so it's non-trivial. I wouldn't say it's super hard. We're kind of like in a position of like first come, first serve. People want to integrate with us. We've been asked for the API from a variety of places. We've even been like in discussions in the past with the really big browser. I don't want to say their name just to not piss them off, but I said it earlier. A really big browser that is privacy focused, and it's like it would be really helpful if we could integrate directly into them. Millions of users, but also they want the threat intelligence because it's the first crowdsourced threat intelligence. Remove the AI angle completely. We're still the first place where the individual user puts back in what they get out, and that's like the whole idea behind this. It's like you are participating in this network, and we want to integrate wherever that's possible to make the network bigger, because every new user is a stronger security for everybody, like I've mentioned.
Right. Onto the token. Okay. I might have read this wrong. So a couple things with token. Older extension or platform I thought I read there was a reward system for people using the extension, and maybe it rewarded them in the token here. Is that still a thing, or will that be a thing?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually the token in the past, or the past product, used a reward system. This reward system is a little different because we found that it was being gamed more than it was being added a benefit. So what we're going to be doing is utilizing a staking mechanism to enable the rewards with the new token. So the new tokens aspect is huge. On the user side, earning rewards still a thing. You just have to be a holder. Just like virtual is trying to give away things to people who are holders and stakers, it's the same concept. There's random giveaways every day of the token in order to incentivize the usage. But the token's bigger purpose in life here is actually within the product itself. So there's two aspects. One is you can use the token to actually upgrade your extension to the new latest and greatest features. So I told you it's free. It's going to remain free. That's not going to change. However, if we integrate all of the agentic features that we want and we have 1 million users, unfortunately, that costs money for us, right? So we need to have a method of getting revenue beyond just trading revenue and beyond just well, the next revenue I'll talk about. Long story short, you'll be able to upgrade your extension and make it better, more tailored to you utilizing the token. It's basically saying, yeah, I want my own custom paint job, but it's not paint. It's exactly how I want my security to function with my targeted training. It's basically saying, how do I train my AI in HiveFury to be mine instead of the generic one, paying for ChatGPT versus not. It has a longer memory. It allows you to use more. It allows you to query it more. HiveFury is going to act in a similar way, but you'll be using the token in order to access those gated features. Secondarily, and probably bigger, we're enterprise focused folks in our past. We've always worked on enterprise products. We've always sold to big businesses and small businesses alike. And this isn't any different. Our main revenue source is actually going to be the distribution via our Oracle. And the Oracle is going to allow those layer ones, those dApps, those wallets that don't want to partner directly, but they want to just take the data. You can just have it. You don't need to be a partner if you don't want it, but you'll access it via the Oracle. And the Oracle will also be gated via the token. So if you want access to our millions and millions of pieces of threat data, which, by the way, even at 120,000 users, we generate something like 1.8 or 2 million URLs a day. If you want access to that, you'll be using the token to get it. It's like a gated access, like paying for an API, just done via the Oracle that we're creating. So those are the three revenue sources, but that's also exactly how the token works. It works on the B2B side, it works on the individual side, and it works as a reward system for the individuals who are there. But that's more like a giveaway. We're not promising rewards to everyone, just everybody who's an active participant in the network as a give back. There's going to be tokens delivered every single day to random folks.
Really cool. Did you say
daily airdrop
live now? Well, say that again.
A daily airdrop is what it'll be. Sorry.
Got it. No, that's awesome. Did you say it's live now, or that's coming? Like the reward?
Oh, that's coming. So the reward system, and now that the token's live, we're going to monitor everything there. Of course, there's different lockups on the tokens on virtuals, so we have to allocate the tokenomics is all public on the page. You can see where we're allocating what and where. We'll also be continuing to buy back and get more tokens, and that'll be when those airdrops kick in. But at the moment, the product's completely free. Like, we're not giving anything, but we're also not asking anything at all. And the free version will always be free. But as we upgrade and do more and more and more and more and more, you're going to be able to, like I said, upgrade it. And then at that moment, the rewards will kick in, the staking will kick in, and all of the really cool features that we want to keep happening will keep growing.
Yeah, I like all that. Yeah, teams don't talk enough about this, by the way, but just the costs, the cost to build the thing, but to maintain the system, to actually like run these AI tools, like it really expensive. I don't hear any of the teams talking about, their monthly expenses. So no, it makes sense that there's going to be, charges at some point to get the latest, greatest. Yep. Is there a charge, and will people be paying in the token to launch an agent?
At the moment, our plan is to not need to do that. It all depends on the scale in which we reach with those agents. You know what I mean?
Yep. Fair. Couple more questions for you. By the way, I this is one of the things I think I love about Unicorn. Not 100%. I don't know. I don't know. It's so new. But I think I love the token lockups. I like that you unlock the funding at those different, FTV milestones. I like it because if people are, that you want to make sure the team is committed, sticking with it, going to keep pushing, they have to, or you don't get the tokens, right? So it's like a 2 mil FTV, you unlock some token, and I don't know if it's every mil or a couple mil above that, but you do it all the way up to 160 mil. I love that. Here's something. It's not about your project per se, but about Unicorn. I just don't know the answer to it yet. So curious. When the team buys some tokens back and you have it in your tokenomics too, right? And I think that's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
Like the 4.98.
Yep.
That's another
We
one.
did 16% actually. We bought 16% of the supply. You actually get to choose your purchase at launch, but you can only do it before like during agent creation. You can't increase it, you can't decrease it. You commit to what you're committing based in virtual token, and then you add that to the pool and you have the ability to distribute it via our tokenomics. And every single thing, no matter what, is locked up. There's at least a cliff on every possible thing. You cannot just have the token at all.
Got it. Is it the 1 year lockup and then 6-month cliff, or is it those milestone FTVs? Or is it totally?
So it's different actually. You get to define it truthfully. In the least aggressive one we actually have in here is part of our ecosystem for the marketing and community airdrop. Obviously, we want to have that soon because again, we have operating costs, right? So that 4.98% you see in the team initial buy marketing and community airdrop, that unlocks linearly over 6 months with a 1 month cliff. So it is pretty fast, but that's stuff that we need. We can't airdrop token we don't have. We can't market if we don't have the token either. Like we got to do this partnerships. You know how that works.
Yep.
But the rest of them all locked up at least a year, all linear release, all have a cliff, and then the built-in ones, of course.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. Again, I thought I liked it beforehand. Hearing it explained out, I really like it.
Yeah.
I like Unicorn, guys. I think I'm a fan of it. Really cool. All right. ACP plans. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Along an ACP. I mean, protect people, but protect the other agents out there too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we want to, we basically want to apply that same Oracle knowledge, but think about it being applied to like anybody who has an agent, like just very quick, easy use case. Every agent can be asked questions or use URLs or anything like that. Well, if we can warn about something negative that's about to happen before it happens, that's a perfect use case for the ACP, and we'll probably do that.
Yeah, makes a ton of sense. Could you explain the dashboard too? I thought that was interesting, and that'll be a cool way for people to connect with their, we'll maybe see the security threats and learn about, their activities, right? Dashboard sounded pretty important here.
Yeah. So the dashboard itself, inside of the HiveFury extension, when you download it, you just click it and you'll get your dashboard. It shows you the threats that has been found today. It shows you the active users. It shows you the active scans. It actually shows you some of the data is actually a placeholder because again, this version of HiveFury is only about a month old. So we're still in like beta HiveFury, but that data is constantly updating with what you submit, with what other people submit. And then later you'll be able to, you can connect your wallet right now just via using MetaMask Connect. But once you have it down the road, you'll be able to track all of your history related to all your AI queries. You'll be able to track your history related to the tokens and the things that you've visited, the URLs you've visited. And then that's also where it'll start to do the wallet scanning. Right now, the dashboard is actually that picture you're looking at right now. That's the dashboard. Right now, it's pretty limited. You don't need to access it unless you just feel like looking at it. But down the road, this is going to be your source of knowledge for everything. The Oracle, the feed, the AI security assistant, your wallet sentinel, staking, everything you can imagine. So this is just the first version. As we grow, this will grow too, as you can imagine.
Yep. Great. Is this like a mock-up, or do you have almost 50,000 agents in some kind of environment?
No, that's real. We consider those agents, every individual person is considered an agent in this particular case. So that was the active agents when I took that screenshot. That's real. The other agents that we're going to be, because like I said, this is a network effect. Individual users are agents, whether or not there's an actual AI agent deployed. We're using as you can see here, it doesn't say AI agent, it's just agent. So every person who uses the product ends up becoming an agent, submitting data back to the network, right? That's the whole goal. The AI agent aspect is much smaller than that, but the agents are they're live out there scanning URLs. They're using scrapers. They're using Appify. They're using different Twitter scrapers. They're monitoring different accounts. They're monitoring telegrams, and those are what our agents doing right now. Like as we speak, those are what those agents doing to collect that data.
Yeah, really cool, guys. Any questions? Drop them in the chat. Any big things that we might have missed? You just want to make sure people know about?
No, man, you're pretty awesome at this, truthfully. So I'm pretty excited about
Appreciate it.
No, I'm pretty excited about it.
Real cool. I'm won over. And I didn't need to be won over, but I am. I just am. When I hear founders, builders talk, you guys know me. I geek out over builders. Like I love that shit. I do. Token right now, it's already past its period of tax, right? So it's already gone from 99%, I think it starts, down to 1%. The launches are fun now, guys. We're going to start turning them into events, right? We'll hop in them right at TGE. We'll pick our entry. I haven't gotten in any in Unicorn yet. I think this is going to be my first. Get some skin in the game. Gives me a great reason to follow along and stay plugged in here. So, dude, again, GG's. It sounds awesome. The user base is already there. Like, just for me, checks all those boxes here. And I'm not technical enough to be like a real security nerd, but I come from IT, and my favorite part of IT was always the security guys in their world. So, like, right up my alley here. Good stuff, man. Best place for people to follow you. You've got your X account. I'll put it up on the screen. Both here's Rick, guys. Make sure you follow him. Let me drop that in the chat. Boom there. And then there's HiveFury. So follow him there. Do you have a Telegram, Discord, anything?
Yeah, so our Discord we don't really use too much. We kind of phase that out, but our Telegram is currently in announcement only because we had a lot of influx of things. But let me is there a chat I can put it into?
Should be, dude. Should be. If not, there's even like the private chat. If you drop it there, I'll put it in.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Oh, it just didn't give me the full URL, but it's t.me/@HiveFury. That's all there is to it. That's our channel. Yeah.
Easy enough. It's funny. A lot of people are. I mean, we already saw this big move to Telegram, but a lot of people are depreciating the Discords and going just Telegram now. I'm starting to.
We do have a Discord, not completely up to date, much smaller community. So we're just pushing the Telegram at the moment.
Cool. Oh, and you got a Spaces coming up here tomorrow morning. All right, we're going ahead.
We have a bunch more.
That's awesome. Do you guys, if you want to like get in on the conversation and chat right with Rick, I assume you'll take questions from the audience too. So drop them here in the chat still, but drop them there live. And I think during the show tomorrow, we'll tune in for a little bit and check it out as well. Good stuff, man. I appreciate you coming on. It all sounds great. And we should do it again. We should do a check-in.
Sure.
Next milestone, whenever you want, really. So yeah,
I'm down with that. Sure.
Awesome, man.
It's great talking to you.
Yeah, likewise, man. There you go, guys. HiveFury. We'll keep chatting about it going forward here. It's a good one. We'll see you guys later. 9 a.m. Oh, Friday shows early. We're going to be an hour early tomorrow. 8 a.m. Eastern time. All the usual places. We'll see you there with Cats Fanatic, Predict Base. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.